Morning. It's the Victor Wilt Show. Last night, very relaxing, pretty nice. Kicked back with my girlfriend and watched Smile 2 on MGM. Now, going into this movie, I didn't have much as far as expectations go. The first Smile movie, it was fun. It was pretty good. But I think I liked the second one a lot better. It was a really fun movie. If you're into horror, I think I'd give Smile 2 the recommendation. For sure, check it out. Smile 3, set to be filming in 2025. So I guess part 2 was successful enough. Again, a fun movie. Recommend you check it out. So stayed up, not late watching that, and then got myself some food. And I was ready for bed. Like, all right, time to go to bed. Did all the things I usually do right before bed. And then I'm about to climb into bed, and the girls hit me up, my daughters. And when I sent my younger daughter all of her Christmas presents, because, well, she's going to be around for Christmas, but the stuff I was getting her was like a desk, some speakers for her computer, and a computer chair. So, I wasn't going to have that shipped to my house and then pay to ship these gigantic heavy boxes to Washington. So I just sent it all direct. But it was all just in the original packaging. So she knew everything she got when it showed up. So I told my older daughter and her boyfriend, I'm like, all right, might as well just open stuff early. When my kids were younger, at some point, I decided, doing all the Christmas stuff on Christmas Day, because they're kind of spoiled. They had grandparents that, would hook them up pretty sweet. If doing all this stuff on Christmas Day, they would just end up with this pile of stuff. And then, a lot of that stuff just kind of ends up sitting around for a while. So I was like, let's spread it out a little bit. Start opening gifts early in December. Then they, get something fun. More often it makes it more of a month-long celebration. So I'm not averse to giving my daughter Christmas gifts early. So I'm about to go to bed. They hit me up and they're like, we want to open this stuff. I'm like, oh, it's bedtime, but okay. All right, let's go ahead. So my daughter and her boyfriend opened the stuff I sent them, which was I spoiled them, PlayStation 5. They had great Black Friday deals, so they got lucky. So they were all excited, and my daughter said, thanks for letting us do this early. Now, we have all this time to play with this before, the rest of the Christmas mayhem. So that was fun, but it kept me up later than I wanted to be. Then I slept like garbage, and I wake up and my neck's all messed up and sore, and just feel kind of gross. I'm like, ugh. Glad it's Thursday. Wish it was Friday, but we'll get through it. So anyway, something to consider. If you've got gifts under the tree, there ain't no rules that say you can't spread Christmas out a little bit. Your kids will love it. I did this break early, so your kids didn't hear me talk about it. If they're up with you, sorry. Didn't mean to cause any problems. All right, morning. Welcome to the Victor Wilt Show. Hello. I hope the day is going pretty decent at this hour. So early. Anyway, I was going to dive into this thread about scary facts that people know because of their profession that no one outside of it knows. And I started reading through and I'm like, oh, geez. Yeah, a little too early for that kind of darkness. I guess the keyword scariest should have, gotten my attention, but I'm like, oh, this will be fun. This will be great. That's why you prep out a little bit more. But I just got here. I'm not the typical morning show that you get done with it and then you have 4 hours to plot your show for tomorrow. I got stuff to do. I do this thing on the fly. Well, anyway, aren't you happy that I didn't share the darkness? A lot of times I'm like, oh, this will be funny. Let's ruin some mornings, but I'm feeling nice today. All right? Hopefully your boss is feeling nice this holiday season. I was also reading that 60% of companies surveyed said they were giving holiday bonuses this year. Smaller ones. Hey, you know what? $5, I'd be happy. You kick me down a $5. I'm going to be like, thanks, man. Thank you so much. Because, a $5 is better than a nothing. So I hope you are one of the 60% that will be scoring a holiday bonus. That's a pretty good number. Let's see. What are you going to get? 26% of employers say they'll be giving a bonus between $100 and $250. 22% offering a bonus between $500 and $1,000. And then 3% offering a bonus of more than $5,000. Can you imagine getting a $5,000 bonus? Jeez, that'd be crazy. It'd be amazing. Well, you know what? Wishing you luck as far as Santa coming your way. Santa the boss man. Hey, I mean, based on these percentages, some of you are going to do pretty good. So, I was just reading a post about Alien Romulus, a movie I do want to see. It's out everywhere now. You can stream it or pick up a physical copy. And apparently, they also released this on VHS in addition to DVD, Blu-ray, etc. That's been fun, novel marketing, I guess, in 2024. I'm sure these things are selling. VHS tapes, probably a nice collector's item. Well, somebody on Reddit posted, is your Romulus VH quality horrendous? And like most people, my brain immediately thought, okay, this is some kid who has never watched a VHS before. Because VHS is not good quality, So I'm looking at this little clip that they posted, and it's like, yeah, that does look pretty bad. Apparently, not only did they put Romulus out on VHS, but they made the quality worse than it would be on a normal VHS. Like, the person who made the post has tried other movies, and like, these, they don't look like Blu-ray, but they don't look like this Romulus VHS. They didn't need to make it VHS quality and then put it on a VHS tape. That's, doubling down on not so good quality. It's a very, very strange decision. But I don't know. I guess they wanted to really up the authenticity or something. So just a heads up, if you've been thinking about buying the Romulus VHS, it's something you should put on the shelf and save as a collectible. Just watch the Blu-ray, or watch it on streaming. Why would you want to watch it in horrific quality? I don't know. Yeah, again, very strange. All they had to do, put the normal movie on a VHS and you have VHS quality. That's all it takes. I think it was a couple weeks ago that I talked about some of the imagery I was seeing from a Krampus parade. Have you ever seen these? Just Google it up. Krampus, Krampus. These celebrations are so wild. You got people dressed up as monsters, just marching through the streets. It's awesome. Well, not to everyone, apparently. In San Antonio, Texas, they were going to be having an inaugural Krampus parade, and a bunch of people started freaking out, had a press conference asking city officials to shut it down because it could open up a demonic portal. Okay. Now, I've talked about how in the past, I've had discussions with people about such things. I don't believe in demons. Okay, that's me personally. everybody can believe what they want, but Krampus parades happen year after year after year in, places like, I believe, Germany. I apologize if I'm off on that. As far as I know, I've never seen a news article about Krampus parade ends in chaos as demonic portal opens and just starts sucking people in. I don't think we need to worry about this. If we had history showing that at every Krampus parade, a demonic portal opened up and either the demons come out or the people go in, that would be a reason for concern. But now people are just trying to have some fun. It's Texas. People need to have some fun in Texas. You ever been through Texas? There are areas of Texas that make the Nevada desert look exciting. So you let them have a Krampus parade. I don't know much about San Antonio. I know some DJs there, but that's about it. Anyway, I would love to see a Krampus parade. I don't think we're going to have it around here. I bet there's people around here who would say it's going to open a demonic portal as well. But I think these things are just fun. But I do like horror movies and monsters. Why haven't I ever watched the Krampus movie? With as much as I like some of the other horror holiday films like Gremlins, you'd think I would have checked that one out. Guess I got to put it on the list. I've heard it's good. Not a single complaint call? What's happening with you listeners? Yeah? You can always call and complain. I don't mind. Don't be afraid. Anyhow, good morning. Thank you for tuning into the program today. I had an interesting afternoon yesterday. So, left work a little bit early. On the way out, stopped by the company storage unit to help Jade and Tyler move this transmitter. All right. And thankfully, when Jade called me, my neck was bothering me already yesterday. And I'm like, oh, man, you're going to mess me up worse. Thankfully, I get there and all we had to do was scoot it. It was like no big deal at all. Usually when Jade comes and hits me up for some help moving something heavy, there's some lifting involved and it sucks. This was easy. So I got routed home a little bit differently than usual, which took me by one of the many thrift stores in East Idaho. And if you listen regularly, I collect books. And I love going to the thrift store and seeing what they have, because it's the cheapest place to get books. They had a great deal going. 50 cents. 50 cents for every book. So that's exciting to me. I pick up books I don't have, and once in a blue moon, you come across something unexpected. From the collector's standpoint. So I'm looking through the shelves, finding some good horror paperbacks. Like, all right, somebody came in here and unloaded a bunch of good stuff. This is great. I don't have these. 50 cents? Yeah! So I'm, piling things up. And then I stumble across a true collectible book. All right? As a horror collector, one of the things that you keep an eye out for would be signed limited editions of books. And one of my favorite authors, I don't have many of his collectibles because they're generally pretty expensive and I don't have the money for that. I have a lot of his paperbacks, and he is one of the best. Guy named Brian Keene. We probably talked about him on the show before. So I spot from Borderlands Press this little silver book. I posted a picture of it on my Facebook page. Can't really tell how big it is from the picture, but they're pretty small. Maybe 4 inches tall, 4 or 5. Anyway, one of only 500 copies in the world, signed by Brian Keene. I have one of these other little Borderlands Press books from author Peter Straub, but they're one of these items I never buy because, I don't know, they're probably $100. Probably the going rate, about $100. All right? And you don't see them for sale often anyway. 50 cents! 50 cents, it's in brand new condition. I was so excited. Probably the best thrift store book find I've ever had. Yeah. So if you're, thinking about getting into books, the library does a big sale. I think they have one this weekend. What another guy in the book section at the thrift store I was at yesterday was telling me yesterday. The library book sale is always very good. You can get some, good quality stuff really cheap. But thrift stores, if you want to build a collection or, just find something to read. I mean, I do recommend the used bookstore as well. Shout out to the Bookshelf. Idaho Falls, my favorite. But, you never know what you're going to snag. Rolling into the thrift store. I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. Anyway, just had to brag, I guess. Sorry, it's exciting for me. This neck pain, I tell you. If you deal with chronic pain, I'm so sorry. Because any kind of pain, it's amazing how, like, a pain could make you feel like you just want to. This neck pain, it's really got me down today. Hoping that it clears up a bit so I can power through the day here. Not really feeling it. Not really feeling the work day. Had to get my whining out of the way, all right? That's what you're here for, right? To listen to me whine. No, you shouldn't have to do that. So, I don't know if you heard, but this month's guest on the Riverbend Awareness Project podcast, my homie Lieutenant Crane of the Idaho State Police, talking about distracted driving. If you haven't checked that out yet, the Riverbend Awareness Project podcast can be found everywhere podcasts can be found. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, riverbendmediagroup.com. Great episode. I mean, Lieutenant Crane killed it. And we made a pretty fun video that's up on the K-Bear YouTube page, if you want to check that out. Also posted it on, I guess, Facebook? Yeah, I shared it on Facebook. Need to get it uploaded elsewhere. But fun little promo video we threw together of Lieutenant Crane arresting me. It's kind of funny. You might enjoy it, and it may encourage you to tune in and check out the full episode of the Riverbend Awareness Project podcast. So give it a listen, and check out the video. Follow us on YouTube. We need subscribers. K-Bear 101 RMG. Freak news powered by Grease Monkey, voted Idaho's best oil change. All right. Who, this teacher? Of course he's from Florida. All right. Found naked in an elementary school classroom with drugs and all kinds of other stuff. I would assume hammered. So they get a call and they're like, there's a naked guy in one of the classrooms at Windmill Point Elementary School. So they show up and he quickly throws his clothes on and tries to run away. But, cops are pretty good at chasing people down. So they get a hold of him, and then he starts fighting with the cops. All right, you're found naked in a school with a bunch of drugs and other stuff. Last thing you want to do is try to fight the police. They're going to win, okay? They've trained for this. You're just a teacher, all right? Did he work at this actual school, or was he a teacher from another school? Doesn't say. Anyway, he's got a lot of different charges going on. Just got to ask why. Like, dude, you can be naked at home and you're not going to end up in jail. All right. I mean, the drugs, that could probably lead to a little bit of jail time. But there's a time and place for this. School? No. Shouldn't be surprised. It's Florida, man. What else do we have here? Oh, don't drink deadly monkey frog potions. Okay. A movie actress at a spiritual retreat drank the deadly monkey frog poison. Well, they called it a potion. A potion that's supposed to clean you out. Note, if you need to clean yourself out, you can go to Walgreens and get laxatives, okay? You don't need to drink some kind of cleansing beverage made from a giant monkey frog, which secretes hallucinogenic substances. Apparently, this potion causes vomiting and uncontrollable diarrhea. clears you out, she's dead. All right, she died after drinking this. Not the first time people have been at a spiritual retreat and kicked the bucket. I was talking with my buddy Nick about this when we drove through Sedona a few weeks ago. There was some type of a sweat lodge situation there. Yeah, sweat lodge in the desert. I don't know. Just don't sound like a great idea to me. Even if Sedona is high elevation and not like Phoenix hot, depending on the time of year, it could still be pretty cooking there. You could still hit 100 degrees. Ugh. Well, can tell you what, this guy, if I hear that it's, something made from secretions from frogs, it's not going into the system here. You know? I don't care what kind of benefits it's supposed to have. Frog secretions, not for this guy. So, have you got your Christmas shopping done? If you haven't, maybe you've got somebody you're struggling to figure out something to get. People are using ChatGPT for Christmas ideas. I think that's probably a pretty good idea. As ChatGPT gets better and better, I would imagine it could come up with some pretty good gift ideas. What do you put in some personality traits, some info on the person, be like, find me something to give them. Okay, let's pretend we wanted to give Peaches a Christmas gift. All right. Find me Christmas gift ideas for a 27-year-old. I think he's at it. No, he's 28. Whatever. We'll put 27. 27-year-old man that is 6 feet 9 inches tall, that likes metal music and anything to do with peaches. All right, let's see what ChatGPT finds here. It's thinking. All right, a custom metal band t-shirt or hoodie. Could be a unique or limited edition shirt or hoodie. That is something I think Peaches would like. Now, what about peach-themed metal music gear? There you go, combine both. Make a custom metal guitar pick with a peach graphic or a bandana featuring peach colors. There you go. Here's your, you can look like Bret Michaels, Peaches. Slap on the bandana. Now all you need is a cowboy hat, bro. All right, Peaches don't play guitar, so we'll pass on guitar accessories. Custom metal mug or tankard. Now, Peaches would probably like that, even though he's not a drinker. Coffee or booze. I think he'd enjoy a custom metal tankard. Extra tall clothing. Of course. Hey, you've heard Peaches talk about how difficult it is to get clothing, shoes, things like that. Concert tickets, peach-infused whiskey. Some vinyl. Oh, here we go. Peach-infused skincare. Jeez! Why am I struggling with talking? I don't think I slept very good. This neck pain, it's distracting. I'll blame that. All right, I've got to say, for a quick one-question boom, they gave me some pretty good ideas. Here's some peach, scented soap. Merry Christmas. Ice Nine Kills with Meet and Greet, inspired by Silence of the Lambs, a movie, if you've never seen, is a must-see. I started watching the prequel to Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon, the other night. Fell asleep, didn't make it very far, but I'm going to have to fire that back up. Red Dragon, I haven't seen that or read the book for, I don't know. When did that movie come out? Must have been 20 years ago I read the book. Really good stuff. People tend to only think about Silence of the Lambs. But Red Dragon, from what I recall, really, really good. And I liked Hannibal as well. I don't think that one was as popular. I really enjoyed the book. The movie was all right. But, if you've seen Silence of the Lambs, you got the woman trapped in the well. I don't want to give any spoilers if you've never seen it, but that's where the classic line about put the lotion in the basket comes from. Well, speaking of being trapped in a well, there was a guy in Thailand trapped in a well for 3 days. He's just yelling for help. Help! Help! I'm stuck in a well! Help me! And villagers thought they were ghostly sounds, so they just didn't do anything. Listen, if you hear somebody yelling help, you're out in the creepy woods and you hear, help! Help! Somebody might be getting ripped apart by a mountain lion or something. Go toward them. I know you've played the video games like, Red Dead Part 2, where somebody will ask you for help. All of a sudden you get ambushed by a bunch of, crazed hillbillies. Well, the chances of that happening a little bit more slim in real life. If you're hearing, help, help, for just days on end, just take a look in the well, Peek down there with a flashlight. Luckily, the guy's fine. He, I guess, broke his wrist and had a concussion from falling into the well, but he's all right. He's all right. He's healing up. Yeah, he was just wandering around in the woods. Maybe you shouldn't wander around in the woods, even if you hear somebody yelling help. That's how he fell into the well. He's just wandering in the woods. Yeah, there's stuff out there. Help! It's terrible. Can you imagine being stuck in a well for 3 days? I guess it's not as bad as if you have Buffalo Bill, lowering down the lotion in the bucket, I guess I'll take just being stuck. It's the Victor Wilt Show. We got Peaches in the house.
Yeah.
What's happening, homie?
It's pre-Friday. Let's do it.
I am ready, though I wish it was just actual Friday, but Thursday is better than, Wednesday.
It's payday, too.
Oh, yeah, I don't get excited about that anymore.
All of that just went to my credit card bill. Yeah. There we go.
There we go. Pay the mortgage, pay some other bills, utilities. It's all gone.
Mine was the car payment, the credit card payment, and my Wi-Fi.
Yeah, credit card payment. That one's going to be in the works for a while after the holiday season.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
I figure, what if I get hit by a bus? I might as well get the kids something cool.
Oh, those bills, I think, go to your kids.
No.
That'd be funny.
That's not how it works.
No. It just disappears, doesn't it?
Unless they signed on to be responsible for me or something like that.
Oh, there you go. Fake your death.
I could fake my death.
Go under
See
your
y'all
real name.
later. See y'all later.
Perfect.
I'm out of here. So, I promised the listeners I'd tell them some fire-related stories since we burned it to the ground with Nickelback.
Sure.
All right, got two different idiots burning it to the ground this week. One, a Utah man visiting Wyoming. It's funny, the police said, it's the first time we've ever seen something like this. I guess they don't do radio shows, because I've seen people try to light spiders on fire many times over the years.
Oh, yeah.
And it always ends with somebody's home burning to the ground.
I do, yeah. Imagine that. Imagine it's like, that's the cause of your house burning down.
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad. We'll get into somebody burning their house down in just a second.
Oh, I think I know what story you're talking about.
Yeah. This guy sparked a 60-acre wildfire in...
60.
Oh, why did it say Wyoming? Because they're saying this happened in Springville, Utah. I guess Wyoming officials are cautioning against, don't do that.
Don't be like Utah.
Don't, try to take out a spider with fire. Now, Peaches, have you ever had to kill a spider with toilet paper or a paper towel or something?
Yeah, usually for the most part, I get the cup and I get the plate and I put them outside and say, be free.
Yeah, you're nicer than me. I don't want them, I just grab them and flush them down the toilet. Yeah, I'm a horrible sadist.
Me and my dad are the same way. We'll get the cup, plate, say, have fun, go to the dirt.
Yeah, they bother me too much. I'd be worried they're going to escape the plate. Well, I got bit by a hobo spider once, and it made my finger like this. It was about as big around as a pea, maybe.
Oh, wow.
But it just turned green and was all rotten. It was not cool. I had a scar for years from that.
You're telling me you didn't turn into Spider-Man?
No, I got no benefits out of it. Just pain, and I felt kind of sick. So anyway, don't do that, because you will burn the woods to the ground or whatever else. Now, also, if you're going to cook a Thanksgiving turkey by frying it...
This is the one I was talking about on the show a while ago.
Yeah, you got to do it outside, all right? You got to have some clearance around you, and you don't put a frozen turkey into the grease.
I went into the whole thing about how is this so good? I mean, this turkey takes hours to prep just for one of the worst entrees you can ever have.
See, and we've talked about it. I think turkey is delicious, but it's got to be cooked
There's
right.
so many better options, so many other foods to be thankful for on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I had party meatballs.
See?
That was my
Meatballs are great.
meal. They were really good.
I had a ribeye steak.
Nice. Oh, and I had some mac and cheese as well.
Even better.
Yeah, good old-fashioned Cheetos brand.
Yeah, I went to Arby's last night, and they had those fried mac and cheese balls.
Oh, yeah?
They're good. They're good.
Nice. Yeah, some family in Connecticut who has was it a $3 million mansion?
Yeah, in Connecticut?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have asked your lady over there, be like, hey, did you see a big fire?
I looked it up on the map. It was sort of close to where she lives, but it was a ways away. But imagine you own a $3 million mansion, and
you hate Thanksgiving after that.
Yeah. You certainly aren't having fried turkey ever again.
Yeah, you can't have turkey at all. I'd be mad. I'd be kicking the turkeys in the store, you know?
Yeah, they just decided to try to fry it in their garage. And
Stupid.
Burn it to the ground on Thanksgiving. Oh, dude, it's no way to spend Thanksgiving watching your home burn to the ground because you were trying to cook turkey.
I'm sure they'll be able to afford just the hotel for the time being, and then they got to figure out the whole insurance issue.
Well, and I wonder, would insurance cover that? I mean, I guess it was caused by the homeowner. It's probably covered, but I don't know. There's a lot of situations where insurance companies will do everything they can to not give you money.
They'll for sure scam them.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a hassle for them. So, yeah, if you're going to fry a turkey outside, like far away from everything, make sure there's no ice crystals on your turkey, or just cook it in the oven. Just cook it in the oven.
Or have party meatballs.
Though I think it was Jade who told me on Thanksgiving, one of his family members, they cooked the Thanksgiving turkey in bacon grease. I guess you can buy large buckets of bacon grease.
Probably.
I bet that would taste pretty good.
That sounds like a fire waiting to happen, though.
Yeah. Maybe that's what these folks were doing. This is going to be the best turkey ever. Yeah. Hey, could I make a request here? Not a song request, just a Facebook request. Not a friend request. If you are selling an item in the Facebook Marketplace, could you respond to the messages, please? Now, keep an eye on your messages. Who are these people that just don't need to make money? If I was selling something on Facebook Market, I would need dough, and I would be keeping an eye on my messages all day. I'd be like, I need that money. I need that dough. I don't know. I guess if you're just slinging books for a few bucks, it's probably not that vital. But I messaged some guy last night. I'm like, hey, I'll take it. And nothing. Crickets. So annoying. So annoying. I shouldn't even complain. After my thrift store score yesterday, it was awesome. Awesome. Felt like I won the lottery. Yeah. I'd much rather win the lottery. That Idaho lottery raffle's coming up. I did pick up a ticket for that. I didn't buy like a bunch of them. Like last year, I think I bought 5. You know? And then when you lose, you're like, man, that was a waste. What a waste of money. But the Idaho lottery raffle, you know, it's got the best odds. Couple people going to win $1 million. So, figure it's worth picking up one. I don't know. I think they're about sold out. So, if you want to get one, you better get on it. You know, I've seen a couple stories about people donating money to people recently. Streamers. You know, you'll hear me talk about how I could use $5 regularly. Hey, every bit helps. Well, I don't know what I need to do to get people donating money to me. There was a guy in China. He sent his family's entire life savings and a bunch of other stolen money, about $550,000 to a streamer so that she would call him brother. That's it. Please call me brother. Here you go, 500 G's. Again, 5 G's would be nice. 5 cents for all I care. $550,000. Yeah, his family's got to hate his guts. Yeah, how would it be? You know, just kind of doing what I do right now. That's what streamers do. They go live, yap, play some video games, and people just hand them money. I need to talk to Jade and be like, can I just put my Venmo out there? Just slap it on the K-Bear website? Donations, please. As far as I know, there's no rules against radio DJs being tipped for doing their show. You know? And my Venmo is super easy to remember, but some people like the QR code. So I'd gladly put that up on the internet. Now, donate to some people really in need this holiday season. If a streamer is making millions of dollars, you know, props to them for their success, but they don't need it. Help out some people in need this holiday season, even if it's something as simple as donating some food. There are a lot of people that could use help, okay? So try to think about that a little bit. I'll be buying crap off of politicians' merch stores, okay? They're all doing all right. All right, Christmas is right around the corner. I just posted about this in the K-Bear 101 Idaho Rock and Metal group. If you're looking for a gift for somebody that's, you know, a little bit tricky, how about drinkable mayonnaise? I guess convenience stores in Japan, they got this flying off the shelves. Yeah, it looks like milk, but it's mayo. And you might be thinking, Victor, come on, bro, that's in Japan. I can't get that for my family and friends. I don't have access to a Japanese convenience store. Okay. Some people really enjoy a nice homemade gift, you know, at the holiday times. So, I mean, as far as I know, all you got to do is just put some water in some mayonnaise and get that whisk out. You could put it in jars. I don't know. You could be more creative than that. Maybe an old milk bottle. So gross. Drinkable mayonnaise. I don't know. I guess, you know, people got different tastes elsewhere. Might be good for a Brad Eats segment on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem. We just do shots of drinkable mayonnaise. The thought of this just sounds toxic to me. And did we already talk about this once? Miller High Life making cologne that smells like a dive bar? I don't think they're the first to do this. And I don't know what it costs, but peaches. It's real easy to make yourself smell like a dive bar. It's a piece of cake.
You leave your clothes in the dive bar overnight and then come back the next day and they smell like it.
That's one way, but you don't even have to go to a dive bar. You can do it at home. What you do is you go buy yourself a pack of cigarettes and you just find a really small room. Just a small room. And just sit in there.
Hotbox it.
And just hotbox that room with those cigarettes so it really seeps into your clothes.
Yeah, I was talking about this cologne yesterday, and it's not even at all what a dive bar smells like. They're making it all fancy. They're like, oh, it's a hint of tobacco, a hint of cedar wood.
Yeah, no, we all know what a dive bar smells like, okay?
Missing teeth and shame.
You need a little bit of that. You need lots of that, you know, stagnant cigarette smoke smell. And then you've got to pour beer all over yourself, too.
That's right.
Because you have to have that sweet, nasty, spilled beer smell.
Not a good beer either.
On.
Something like Keystone Light or something like that.
Maybe you go with something that would really reek, like Old English.
Sure.
Get yourself a 40-ouncer of Old English.
You can also go the O'Doul's route if you want to do something dumb.
Nah, it's not going to smell enough. It's not going to smell enough. You got to have actual alcohol in it to really reek. And you just, you know, you could spend a lot of money. You could fill up your bathtub and, you know, or maybe your washing machine.
Sort of like
you just, you know,
baptize yourself.
Yeah. You know, do you have a hot tub out back? And then you could pump the smell of dive bar into your neighborhood. You heat the hot tub up,
Your
and it's
poor
just
neighbors.
this hot, steamy, just rank
I could
beer.
see you doing this though. That's the thing is I could see you in that hot tub full of just cheap beer, and you're doing the dive bar beer stream. And you're just like in your, like, you know, you're in your Speedo that we talked about before.
Yeah.
You go into the hot tub. Your neighbors are all like, "What's that smell?" They go to their backyard. They look. It's you in your Speedo. Hi, everybody.
No, forget the Speedo. All right. Oh, man. Yeah, maybe if I had the dough. I wanted to let you know, we talk a lot about our podcasts here. Available everywhere podcasts can be found. If you missed the morning show or parts of it, you can always get the full recap by finding the Victor Wilt Show everywhere that podcasts can be found. So you should do that. Follow, on your favorite platform. Maybe give me a rating. Doesn't have to be a great rating. I'd prefer it. I'd prefer a nice rating, but maybe you'd just be honest. Show's about 3 out of 5. Anyway, we're launching new podcasts. We've got the Artist Interrogation podcast, which showcases a bunch of different interviews we've done over the years. I recently put up one with Devin Townsend, put up one with Kenny Hickey of Typo Negative. Peaches has put up a bunch of them. And we've also launched the Noon Hour of Madness and Mayhem, the podcast. You should check that out. And Peaches is working on a new podcast right now where he talks to radio people. Should be pretty cool. What's it called? Talking Between the Songs, something like that. He'll tell you about it. But, final podcast note, I am going to be on a local podcast sometime soon. Should be recording an episode with Chris, hopefully next week. If you want to check out Chris Daly's podcast, it's called Fueled by Weird. And he does a great job. Really nice guy. So I'm looking forward to that. I've never been a guest on a podcast. I've been asked to do it before, and then it fell through. A variety of people locally and or elsewhere, but I don't know what we're going to talk about. Yeah, he's another fellow nerd, so it should be a good time. Again, that's Fueled by Weird, Chris Daly's podcast. Find him everywhere podcasts can be found, and I'll let you know when the episode I'm going to be on drops. I'm pretty excited about this. I like yapping, so fun to make an appearance somewhere outside of the norm. So, yeah, keep you posted when that's out there. And in the meantime, I guess I'm going to go do tedious, boring work in my office all day, and it involves pop tunes. Thankfully, I got some pop tunes that I don't mind too much, as you've learned. If you heard about my most listened to song of the year, again, I don't listen to a lot of music on Spotify, so my end of year list is probably a little bit skewed, but whatever. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Peaches and I will be back in a couple hours, though, so enjoy the rest of your morning or afternoon or whatever it might be at this point. Thank you to everybody listening worldwide. Always love knowing that we got people tuned in from all kinds of crazy places. You're all the best. Spread the word. Tell people to tune in. Any fellow rock fans, we got them covered. Thank you again for tuning in to The Victor Wilt Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.